Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and for today's video we have some serious concerns regarding cheaters in the Cancer Cup CM, and I thought I'd try and make a video as soon as I could to try and get this spread as far and wide as known as possible, so that we can have people start complaining to Cygames to try and get this fixed ASAP. Now this is a little bit different than the people that were using bots to grind out fans for their clubs, as well as potentially making parents with them, but now actively people are making fairly obvious cheated Umas and bringing them into the CMs and winning those CMs. So people are reporting this both on Reddit and Discord, having run into an Uma that is impossible to build and then actively potentially losing or beating them. So I've actually got one of them pulled up right now. So I will be putting the ID for this person in the description if you want to look for yourself and also report to this person. Now they are trying to cover it up because they have completely changed out all their cheated Umas from their team trials. But one of them is still showing within their Hall of Fame, which I'm going to show you right here, and as well as some of the other ones that people are running into on Discord. This is not a single case scenario. It looks like there's potential multiple people that are pulling this off. Now, UGs are fairly normal, but when you look at their Tokai Teo here, it'll be fairly obvious when you kind of look at her skills that she is cheated. There's two big ones that stick out, and actually three. One of them theoretically possible, but very unlikely. And that is, they have Tail 9 and Top Runner. These ones are impossible to get on Tokai Tail. Tail 9 and Top Runner are only currently built into specific Umas. The Tail 9 is on Tamamo Cross and Inari 1, and I believe Top Runner is only on Ballroom Seiun Sky. You cannot get these gold skills from any support cards or any events at all. Now taking the lead you can get on Mihono Bourbon Wit theoretically, but when you look at their deck, they do not have Mihono Bourbon Wit in this deck. And so unless they got like stupidly lucky, and it is possible, taking the lead can only be acquired from Mihono Bourbon Wit through her event chain randomly showing up 3 times in your run. And so what is being discussed on this is that it looks like people are finding a way to get the gold version of whatever whites they have. So they got the white version of these skills through normal means, and then they're able to upgrade them into gold skills. Now, I don't know the exact details, and I would not even explain how to do it if I knew on how to do this. But that is what it appears is happening, is they're upgrading all these skills. Concentration is actually another one on here. Another one I missed. Because they do not have access to concentration either. And these are all skills you could get as a front runner. If you ran them randomly through the skills. Or through inheritance. And as you can see here, one of the things that's also a negative impact on it as well is when it comes to the sparks. They are getting the sparks on these skills based on them being golds. And with them being golds, it goes from a 20% to a 40% default chance, which goes even higher if you have them in the parents and grandparents, all the way up to 70%. And as you can see, Tail Held High is right there. And so they, with this exploit, are going to be able to make monstrous parents, not only with being able to bot runs, where they can do the runs very quickly, but they can also get them impossible to get skills that will increase the odds dramatically of getting the white sparks on here. And as you can see, this one, and this one's also someone that's farming out Restraint. I believe we're starting to see people actively build Restraint parents through these means as well. Now, this is not the only case. I can kind of showcase on my Discord here where it is being discussed. So this is the Tokai Teo right here. Oh, another one they highlighted. It's on. They're highlighting everything. Like, I was pointing out the most obvious ones, but yeah, Concentration, it's on. Top Runner, Tail 9 are all impossible on her. But we have another one up here. Let's see. There was a Seiun Sky that someone showcased. They just lost to this Seiun Sky. This one, not as obvious. But when you look at their deck, very similar situation. Taking the lead, only really can get it from Mihono Bourbon Wit or the Twin Turbo support card. Theoretically, you could get it through the event chain showing up 3 times, but it is extremely, extremely rare. I believe they also have the problem, Concentration's also another one. Yeah, Concentration is not possible on this Saiyan Sky without like Stamina Silent Suzuka going through her entire chain and finishing. And so having 2 cards do that is very, 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 very unlikely, like statistically to a point that you can pretty much call this a cheated Uma. And so this is becoming a problem regarding that. And I can show the Discord post here as well. Let me switch it over. All right, so here we have the Reddit post with that Tokai Teo that I already showcased within the game. So this is the person that actually ran into him. I don't know if anyone else has run into this Tokai Teo, but it is the same one here. And as you can actually see, they're one that actually lost to her within their round 1. And so they lost by a nose. And that would be the difference between like a tail held high, a ramp up, and all those, and the gold versions of it that they had. Like, they would have won if this Tokai Teo only had the white versions of these skills and not the gold ones. And so going through this post, you can see there's other ones that are being cheated in as well. Now, none of these people, like a lot of these people are showing that they might not have a lot of knowledge in how to actually build a competent Uma, but they are still able to cheat in the gold skills of whites that they have acquired. One example that was found here is this gold ship. As you can see, this gold ship having Super Stand, which she cannot get at all. You cannot get Super Stand in this game yet. The only Uma at this point that has it is Agnes Digital. And we won't be able to do this until we get a future support card. Funny enough, being gold ship speed, I think that's going to be our first time we actually can get it on an Uma. And so it is impossible to get it. Now, this is a bad gold ship, so she's not really going to win very easily in her runs. But she has still got a significant advantage bringing in a skill like Super Stand that's going to help accelerate her forward in an early race. And so we want to make sure we are reporting this to Cygames with as many reports as we possibly can. Now, I don't know on the IDs of these other characters. If I find any of the other cheaters' IDs, I will be putting them all in the description of this video so that you can report them. I will also be posting a link here to the support for Cygames. So you're going to want to go and take these IDs and report these issues that you are finding to Cygames so that they are getting spammed with these and they have no other recourse but then to try and fix it. We've seen that while they haven't completely fixed it, they did take some actions on the bots for fans and potentially making parents with bots. But this is even worse, is now this is getting into the end game that is going to directly impact your ability to win, like the main point of playing this game and farming up all these Umas and spending all this time grinding out parents while you have these people that are just going to grind them super quickly, as well as making very strong parents. Because if you're able to get the gold skill, like I had already mentioned, it doubles the chance of getting the white spark. And if you have it in all the parent and grandparent lines, that basically gives you a 70% chance, and they'll be able to make some monstrous parents. And at that point, once they have the really strong parents, they can get all the whites very easily to then upgrade them to the golds very easily and just continue to dominate unless this is taken care of. So just make sure to go to the link I have in the description here for contacting them. Put in all the information here. We need to spam them so this gets taken care of ASAP. Hopefully they can get on top of this before we even get to the finals, because that will be very, very bad, and I know that will potentially cause players, more dedicated players that play this game a lot and are heavily invested in the PvP aspect of the game, because I mean that's the favorite part I like about this. It could cause them to quit, and this can only get worse as time goes on, where skills are going to become more and more relevant in terms of building or doing very well in the CMs, especially when we get to League of Heroes. If you can build these monstrous Umas, we might start seeing these types in the top 96 of the server, where that could be a much bigger deal than just winning a single CM and getting a platinum title, but being in the top ranking leaderboards of the more hardcore for tryhard League of Heroes. So just go out here, make sure to report them. And if you see any more, go ahead and put it in the comments, IDs of any other cheated Umas that you see or find. Now, we need the ones that are obvious. That Saiyan Sky was obvious because she had 2 skills that she could only have gotten. Now, theoretically possible. The odds are so unlikely, it's almost certainly cheated because she needed 2 support cards to finish. The gold chip, obviously cheated. You can't get super stand on her. Tokai Teo, like 5 of the skills you can't get on her. Just make sure to report all of them right here. Let me know in the comments if you're seeing anything else. But that's going to be it for now. I thought I'd just make a quick video on this to try and get the word out there. But yeah, if you like my content, if you could like, comment, subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.